Okay, James Gunn, how do you feel directing this movie with the incredible cast?
Start over again? Okay.
Sorry for that. Oh my god.
I'm going to be much worse this time.
Maybe I will check.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. Could you say that again? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I feel very fortunate making this movie with this cast. They've been just such great people all along. We've turned in some great performances. I got everybody who I wanted to be in this movie, and I got to work with some of my great heroes, people like Benicio del Toro and John C. Reilly and Glenn Close, people who I really look up to. So I'm really excited for people to see just the amount of dynamism and energy this cast brings to Guardians.
Why you choose to direct movie from Marvel's franchise?
Listen, I'm a huge Marvel Comics fan. I have loved Marvel Comics since I was a young kid. I've always wanted the opportunity to take one of their properties and turn it into a film. And for me, there couldn't be a better property than Guardians of the Galaxy because I'm sort of able to create this whole new wing of the Marvel Comics universe. And that to me is very exciting.
I think there is more drama and humor in this movie. What other elements you choose to make this movie offer something new and something original?
Well, I think that when you're making a movie about a talking raccoon, you have to approach it in a different way. And in this film, we had to approach that raccoon as if he was real. And by treating this talking raccoon as real and this talking, tree as real, it does a couple of things. It brings out a lot more humor innately because you're in a very strange situation. If you have, two people sitting in an elevator talking about the weather, that's pretty boring. If you have a raccoon and a person talking about the weather, it ends up being kind of absurd and funny. So there's a lot of that type of stuff within the movie. At the same time, I also really wanted to treat these characters with respect. Just because he's a raccoon doesn't mean he's worth any less respect than any character in any film ever. And I wanted to treat him as well as I possibly could. And I think that because of that, there's a lot of drama in the movie. There's a lot of real feelings. This is a story about a group of outsiders who all feel left out and they all feel, very poor about themselves, and they find something approaching a family within each other, these other bad guys and outsiders.
What are the differences between this movie compared to other Marvel's movie?
Well, I think, the biggest difference is very obvious. It's, all the other Marvel movies take place on Earth. Not only do we take place on a different planet, we take place on different planets. We're in many different planets outside in a totally different galaxy than this one. So right away, that makes a big difference. It's a whole new set of characters for Marvel. On top of that, I just think that there's a little bit more edginess to Guardians of the Galaxy. I've said it before, but if the Avengers were the Beatles, the Guardians are the Rolling Stones. These are not good guys. They're not your typical good guys. They're a bunch of oddballs in a ragtag group of misfits. And it gives it just an edgier, more fun vibe than some of the other Marvel movies.
How important to you to comment the whole experience regarding the script and direction?
How important is me to command the script and direction? Listen, when you're a director, I think that the most important thing is being a good leader. And sometimes you lead by figuring out what the problem is and fixing it yourself. And sometimes you lead by figuring out who the best person is to fix that problem and assigning that task to them. So being a director is really a very creative job. It's also a managerial position where you have to rely on the best people around you to help create the best piece of work we possibly can together.
What is it important to you to come to Asia to promote this movie?
Well, listen, I think that Guardians of the Galaxy is a movie that isn't just for the United States. It isn't just for the West. It really is a movie for the whole world. And I think that there's an important message in it. This is about a group of people who are very, very different. Actually, not people, a group of aliens who are all very, very different from each other and find a commonness between them, that they're all basically good people at the core of it. They're fighting for the same thing, that is truth and love and friendship and family. And I think that's something that speaks to everybody in the world, whether you're from Southeast Asia or, St. Louis, Missouri, where I'm from.
What are some of the most favorite part of the movie?
I really have a fondness for so many scenes in the movie. It's hard for me to pick my favorite, there's a moment at the very end of the movie, which is a spoiler, which is the moment between Drax and Rocket, which is maybe my favorite moment in the movie. And I think if people go see the film, they'll know what moment I'm talking about. I love all of the stuff with Benicio del Toro because he's such a lively, strange, unique character. To watch him as the Collector is quite a joy. And the prison escape, which people have seen, is one of my favorite moments in the movie. It was one of the most, I think, inspired moments. And then the whole end of the movie, the whole battle scene at the end is just nonstop fun and action. And so I like that quite a bit.